markets. Now, let's move on and looking at all the handover that we had from the global markets, what is it that we are expecting from the Indian markets? Our research team is joining in with us in terms of how we are looking at the trade setup, what are the stocks that we are watching out for. Vivek, first up, what are we watching out for in terms of market cues for today?
Well, good morning. Today we could go ahead and breach the 26,000 mark, and that is what most of the market participants will be eyeing. It could be quite a significant session in terms of that particular milestone being reached. But like you mentioned at the start of the show, we've actually got a very positive handover as far as global markets are concerned. S&P as well as Dow Jones ending at record closing levels. Now, talking about oil prices yesterday ended lower. Brent futures ended 0.8% lower to $73.9 a barrel mark. So that continues to remain a tailwind. Now, talking about the Indian markets yesterday, again, record closing level above the 25,900 mark. You saw buying activity throughout the trading session. What actually did make a comeback was the fact that the PSU stock and the entire PSU market returned with a bang, and the PSU bank index was something that saw significant uptick in yesterday's session. The broader markets too gained in tandem, and the advanced decline ratio and the market rate was something that was very, very positive. Key gainers in yesterday's trading session, M&M, has seen a significant up move in the last few trading sessions, and the telecom pack, both Idea as well as Industar, making a sharp comeback in this trade yesterday. Asian markets, remember, a very important development has happened early today morning. The PBOC has cut the reserve requirement ratio by 50 basis points. On the back of that, most of the Asian markets are doing quite well, and GIFT Nifty 2 is indicating a gap up start. Key events to watch out for: 3 listings today. So RK Developers, Northern Arc as well as Western Carriers will make their debut on the exchanges today morning, and how they list will be something that the market will be watching quite keenly.
Thanks so much for that, Vivek. But let's move on to Vamakshi. Good morning. And which are the stocks that we're keeping an eye out on today?
Well, good morning, Vinny. Let me first start off with Spandana Spurti. The company has undertaken sale of a stressed loan portfolio with an outstanding value of around 304 crores to an ARC. This is for a consideration amounting to 16.74 crores on a security receipts consideration basis. Punjab National Bank is the next one we're watching out for. The company has launched its QIP yesterday with a floor price of 109.16 per share. Sources say that the base size of this QIP is at 2,500 with a green shoe option of another 2,500 crores. Indicative price is seen at 103.75 per share, which is coming in at a nearly 7% discount to the current market price. AstraZeneca Pharma has received the CDSCO's permission to import for sale and distribution durvalumab solution, which is used to treat adults with a type of cancer called BTC. GR Infra Projects has emerged as the lowest bidder for a project worth 905 odd crores of Maharashtra Metro Rail Corporation. BGR Energy Chennai is also in focus because Chennai Metropolitan Water Supply and Sewage Board has terminated a contract worth 440 crores due to delay in execution of projects and the quality of the RO water. Power Grid has been declared as a successful bidder to establish interstate transmission system, and this project comprises of installation of STATCOMs at Khavda Pooling Station 1 and Station 3. First Source is another counter that will be in focus, and that is because its arm, First Source Solutions UK, will be acquiring 100% ownership in Ascensos for around 468 odd crores. Thangamayil Jewelry will be considering fundraising via issuance of equity shares or bonds on September 26th. And lastly, watch out for Pondy Oxides because the company is looking to raise up to 250 crores via QIP in one or more tranches.
Thanks so much for that, Vamakshi. But finally, Nigel is joining in with us to tell us what are the important cues in the world of FNO. Nigel, good morning.
Well, morning. Getting into the monthly expiry, we're seeing rollovers pick up in this series, moving into the next one. It's a little bit higher in comparison at the same time the previous series. So just keep that in mind. Rollovers are picking up. The Nifty Financial Services Index, that has a weekly expiry contract, and that will play out today. And if you're looking at positioning the clients as well as the FI as well, they're opposite ends of the spectrum, which I'll get to in just a bit. Yesterday, you had the Nifty that ended higher. Basically, we opened up in the green, and we ended a little higher than where we opened up. So we ended with a gain of around 145 points. We opened up with a gain of around 110, 120 points or thereabouts. Now, the Nifty moved up and the VIX as well moved up. Now, that's telling you that, in fact, there is some kind of caution around the corner, because normally we have an inverse relation between both of them. What about the FI positioning? Yesterday, they added 12,000 long, 12,000 short contracts. Now the long positioning is at around 75%, while the shorts are at around 25%. But I'd mentioned positioning as at the opposite ends of the spectrum because the FIs, they're aggressively net long, the clients are aggressively net short, and both those two data points are the highest that we've seen at opposite ends of the spectrum all the way since July. So it's a 2-month high in terms of the FI net long positions, and it's a 2-month high on the short side for the client positioning as well. Moving to the PCR, then yesterday we made this point. The PCR has moved to the upper end of the range at around 1.5. It cooled off a little bit, but it's still holding at around 1.42. And the options data comes up for you on the screen. Keep in mind, these strikes, they expire in the next 2 sessions or so. So you have some bit of writing being seen at both those two call options. Plugging in the numbers, you have some kind of resistance. We get to around 26,000 on, but maybe the algo-based selling as well could come in. And the 26,050 odd mark, that appears as the first resistance zone. So expect some kind of rejection of that level, and then we'll see whether we can get past that. The options data suggests 25,700. Well, that's the first support level that we're looking at. And you'll see the trend is up till the 20 DMA holds out as well. The Nifty bank, that's the one that's been driving the gains. The last 1 year, it's been a relative underperformer, but it's found its mojo and it's come back in style in the last 5 sessions or thereabouts, as that screen tells you. The sector that I'm looking at in today's trading session, well, it's going to be the metal index because of the commentary coming in from the People's Bank of China with regard to potential rate cuts. We'll keep an eye out on that. And a stock that's come out of the F&O ban is RBL Bank. So we'll keep an eye out on that one as well. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Nigel.